Boy, the dollar was sure getting a wild ride here after hours, and it was bringing down the indices with it. But it looks like, for whatever reason, the dollar's catching a bid here finally. But it was looking pretty bad for the open tomorrow, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. And it looks like, since the dollar's kind of firmed up a little bit here, the bonds have finally come back into the close, and that's a good sign because I am short the bonds. But I was looking at the cloud when the market closed. I was thinking we were going to close below, open below the cloud, and then see a sell-off in the bonds tomorrow. Now, to talk a little bit about earnings and stuff, Whole Food Market's really had some disappointing numbers, like kind of expected. But it's rallying back, but this is still a company which I don't really like too well. So I would short some pops on this one here. Amgen and Regeneron had a court case. It was ruled by a federal judge, and Regeneron won the case, and so Amgen's taking a little bit of hit off the judgment. As you can see, Regeneron has a nice little pop here, but also Regeneron's earnings are in the morning, so whatever little pop we have here could be dramatically affected by tomorrow's earnings results. And of course I am short Regeneron, so I'm thinking I'm going to probably lose on this one big. Okay, Yum Brands. We had a disappointing quarter last quarter, and we've already heard some numbers out of China that were mixed and disappointing. So they do report in the morning, so this is another one I think is going to fail on earnings. NVIDIA, which has been the darling of all option trades, bullish option strategies this quarter, has just been on fire. It initially gapped to about $90 right after earnings, and it just kept on going all the way up to 120. And this reports tomorrow evening, and this is not one that I would take long, of course, because I think the markets are way overbought here. But the analysts have prices all the way up to 140 on this, so just keep that in mind. This and semiconductors in general have done well this quarter. I just don't know how much more fuel's in the fuel tank here, okay? Twitter is the most hated social media stock out there, and it's heavily shorted. And so anything fairly decent, I would think, could easily pop this considerably. I still believe a year from now we're going to look back and see Twitter double what it is right now. Because this is a Trump stock, and Trump has really brought to light the whole Twitter space. A lot of people didn't even used to use it and who are now using it now. So this is just one of my favorites for the long term. I just don't know. I can't even make a call on this, to be honest. Yelp is a stock, kind of like Facebook, that's doing a very good job monetizing advertising, making money off of advertising dollars off of the mobile apps. So this is another one. It gapped up last quarter, and this is another one I think has potential to gap up again this quarter. Now, ATVI, which is reporting tomorrow, Activision Blizzard, this is one I do think is going to miss on their, or sell off on their earnings. So just keep this one on watch here. Most of the Dow components have been doing really good this quarter, so, and Coca-Cola is one of the staples. So this is another one which, with a lot of the minimum wage increases, you typically see a lot of the staple stocks catching a bid because they have pricing power with the higher wages. And so this is another one which I think is going to do well this quarter. Now on the flip side, this brick and mortar retailer, CVS, it had a really bad quarter last quarter and gapped down real bad. And I still think, now we've had some cold and flu season, so there's a chance that we could pick up on some of their pharmaceutical services. So don't get me wrong on that, but I still think they're probably going to come light in them on the numbers. So just keep that one in mind, because there have been reports that the cold and flu season nationwide hasn't been nearly as bad as it has been historically. Skechers, this is another brick and mortar apparel company, And I'll be honest, so far Nike and Under Armour, you know, they did horrible on their earnings, and this is another shoe company. I don't see any reason why this thing is going to do really well this quarter. Cumin is a company that typically sells off on their earnings, in my opinion. So this is another one. I would be more bearish going into earnings. Okay. This is CyberArk software, and in the same space as FireEye, and they gapped down on earnings, and I have every reason to believe that CyberArk's going to do the same thing. I don't think the cybersecurity space is very good right now. Okay? So I'm going to finish my video out by telling you all, guys, be very careful watching your XLF or your regional banks and your bonds, because we closed right on this 50-day moving average once again on the XLF. Now we do have cloud support right below, so hopefully we won't get any type of flush lower. But at any rate, right now the financials are showing some significant weakness here that will probably resolve lower sooner than what people realize. That's all I got to say. If you're long, be very careful. Insurance is cheap if you want to start buying puts here, and that's exactly what I'm shopping for. Thanks a lot.